Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we will be giving you our review, thoughts, and opinions on the new TV series WandaVision. So this came out this year, 2021. So far, it is a limited series. There's only one season of it.
I think people were speculating there'd be more. So I don't know if there is or not. It's probably going to be one.
So this series stars Elizabeth Olsen playing Wanda Maximoff, Paul Bettany playing Vision, Catherine Hahn playing the nosy neighbor, Agnes, Evan Peters playing Ralph Boner, and Kat Dennings playing Darcy Lewis. But before we get into our thoughts and opinions on this show, let's see what it's about. Living idolized suburban lives, superpowered beings, Wanda and Vision, begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems. So in case you guys were wondering where to watch this, you can find it on Disney+.
I mean, that's pretty vague of a description. I feel like, but that's basically what it is Wanda has created like a false reality.
Yeah.
And she created Vision because if you guys know, if you guys been following along, Vision died.
He got Thanos.
Yeah. He got his mind stone ripped out of his head. And so he died, obviously. But in this one, he's back, and we're a little confused. But before we continue on with like that, we have to start off with how the show started off, which I was not a fan of.
So when we were gonna watch this, and even when we were watching the first episode, I actually kind of enjoyed it. But he was saying how a lot of people weren't liking the first episode.
Well, I think it's mostly because it was just so random. You were expecting Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you got this like sitcom that's like 50s or 60s, and like nothing's going on MCU wise, so it was like this kind of random.
And that's the one thing I liked about this show, is that every single episode, it is the same, but every single episode kind of mimics another show within that time range.
Well, the first like 5, I think, and the rest were like
it like just stopped televising
But I think because truth started coming out.
Her world started crumbling.
Yeah, I did like that. I didn't like the first episode because it was strictly like, well, I'll say it like this. Finishing the show, I appreciate the first episode much more because it was a mystery. It was a build up to what it was. Yeah. But I'm still not the biggest fan of that first episode. Even the second episode is it got better, but not, I don't know. The one thing about the show to me is it was really creative, especially for being a part of the MCU. We've never seen anything like this. Obviously, we've never had a TV show that ties in like this. But the way they just did this TV show, like you said, with the sitcoms, and I just feel like a lot of times it didn't feel like it was a part of the MCU. Yeah. But then things tied into like, oh wait, no, now it does feel like it's part of it. But it took you in and out, and I like that though.
For me, I'm not really into the superhero movie, but this I actually enjoyed because it's not really that. Yeah. Because it starts off as a sitcom and it gradually kind of turns into like a superhero action movie. But even then, the action isn't action. It's
there wasn't much action till like the last episode. Yeah. It was like no action pretty much until the last episode.
But I feel like most of it's like a dramedy.
How we got to this point though is Wanda, through all the grief and the sadness and all that stuff, created this fake reality. And brought Vision back and brought like the perfect world, her perfect world that she wanted and envisioned back.
In this tiny town.
Yeah, in this tiny town.
And put a barrier up, but you can't even, at first you wouldn't be able to see the barrier.
So she was just living this perfect life. And it even to the point where in the beginning it was confusing. We're like, she was pregnant all of a sudden. And it's like, she wasn't pregnant literally 2 seconds ago, and all of a sudden she's pregnant. Now she's like 6 months pregnant, like right away. And then she's like ready to give birth, like right away. And
it's like there's no sense of time.
And another thing about this show too, that I really, really liked is the acting. I thought everybody was great. Yeah. I really think Elizabeth Olsen was fantastic. Her jumping through the sitcoms and it's like, just acting how she was. Yeah. And then the moments where she was showing like the grief and the sadness, and then the wait, but I got powers, I'm strong, and like, you know, like I feel like she like displayed so many different things. Yeah. That was like really, really good.
And even just like her appearance, she looks like she fit into that era.
Yeah. Yeah, she did really, really good. Like, I don't know if this show will ever be up for like any awards, but I wouldn't be mad if she won some type of award for her acting in this. But not just her though. The nosy neighbor, even her acting was really good.
She was really good.
Yeah, she was really, really good. She went really,
from
really, really good.
Oh, to like crazy.
Yeah. And not just her though. Even the randoms that don't get really listed on here, that really just had like a few lines. Because there's one guy specifically that worked with Vision. When Vision like went to make the guy get out of that spell thing he was under,
in the office or
he was really good too. So like a lot of these people did really good. Also, I enjoyed when they were in Westview, or was it called Westview?
Yeah.
in Westview, but also I enjoy when they're out of Westview. I enjoyed the Darcy and Monica and the Asian guy. I forget the Asian guy's name. Mm-hmm. But them three, like I enjoyed them, and I enjoyed the show all the way.
And
after you get past the first couple episodes.
And since you kind of brought that up, I also liked how they, in like the snap of a finger, Vision would turn human, and then he would be back to his like robotic form, and then human, and then robotic form, because they feel like they can't show their true selves because Vision knows nothing.
Well, because he's not, like, he's literally a created version.
Yeah.
The one thing that I thought was really weird about the show was at the very last episode, Monica looks at Wanda and says, they'll never know what you had to sacrifice or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's just so dumb to me. She forced them, like imprisoned them. So I don't care what you had to sacrifice. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, what you did was bad.
But I also feel like that was just kind of like making the scene even more emotional.
But I think it made it less emotional because now I'm like, oh, that's just dumb.
Because it's like, imagine you have like your spouse and then they die.
No, I get the whole situation, but you saying that makes it dumb now because you didn't sacrifice anything for me. You imprisoned me. I didn't ask for this. Like, you did nothing for me. You ruined a part of my life. So that's my thing. Like, that's again with the creativeness of the show is Wanda was a villain for a long time, and she kind of was always the villain. What she did was bad. She didn't, and there was no punishment. That's the weird thing about it, which was kind of weird, is it was no punishment. I mean, how are you gonna punish her though? Is the thing. But like, she
could literally escape.
Yeah, but there was like no punishment, and obviously the nosy neighbor, Agnes was. She became the villain towards Wanda, but Wanda had villainous ways in this whole episode or in this whole series.
Yeah.
But you kind of feel for her. At the same time, because for one, she wasn't fully conscious of it, but
she let her emotions get the best of her.
Yeah, when she lost Vision, it really ruined her. Like, she like you said, her emotions took over.
So there are two things you should know when you finish this series is that the last episode doesn't end where you think it ends. You get this whole ending of the animation and all of that, but stay tuned for a little clip. And once that clip is over, stay tuned again after the whole black and white credits rolling.
Yeah, there's two end credits.
Because there's another thing you need to watch.
Yeah, there's two things, yeah. Another thing that was kind of interesting to me was, again, the last episode, when the two Visions were fighting, like the all-white Vision and Wanda's Vision, when he, touched his... gave him all those memories, it almost seems like what was the point of that? And then we never seen him again. Yeah. So it almost seems like he's gonna come back in the movies or somewhere. Like Vision's not done. Like he might be the new Vision.
Because his only purpose was to kill Vision. Yeah,
that's the thing. His purpose was to kill Wanda's Vision, but I think he's gonna become the next Vision because he got why would Wanda's Vision give him all those memories for no? Like I feel like he did it to for Wanda, so Wanda can have Vision. Even though it's not going to be him.
But also so that he wouldn't kill him.
I think maybe that's part of it, but I think he was thinking about Wanda.
Like deeper meaning.
Yeah, deeper meaning. And that's the thing with this show is it does get kind of deep when she's finally willing to let go of it all. And that was kind of crazy because they put the kids to sleep. It's basically their final goodbye.
Yeah, everything that she created in there, like Vision and the kids, since they were created in the hex, since it was just an illusion, I guess you could say. It's just going to disappear because it was an illusion. It wasn't real.
Yeah, everything disappeared.
Because how could she get pregnant by somebody who doesn't exist?
So that scene, though, of the kids disappear... Or, you don't even see the kids disappear, but you know they're going to disappear. And then Wanda and Vision just standing there, and him asking, who am I? Or, what am I? What am I? And then, that whole scene, I'm like, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty deep right there. But overall, though, I really enjoyed the show.
Me too.
Yeah, this is really, really good. And this gets me excited for MCU shows. Because if this one's this good, this isn't even the one I was looking forward to the most. But watch it be the best one, and I get disappointed with the other ones. But this one, though, it's a really good start with this, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's gonna be our review, our thoughts, and opinions on WandaVision. We both really enjoyed it. But before we go, you'll see how much we actually enjoyed it by our ratings.
So I would give this an 88, just because it kept. Just because you were so engaged with it the entire time. Yeah. There was never a dull moment or even a boring moment. Just because
I want more.
Just things kept switching up.
Yeah.
And things that you didn't expect happened.
So for me, I probably have to give this show, I don't know, it's tough to say. I might have to give this show I might just go with you. 88? 88.
That's a first.
Yeah, well, because, It's somewhere in the high 80s. I don't want to be like, oh, 87. You might as well just say 88. 88 for me as well. This was a really, really good show. I will say, though, the ending, I expected more at the end. Not just like them fighting it out and then... I don't know. The ending was fine, I guess. But I didn't...
It was kind of funny and ironic.
I thought it was going to go in a different direction. I don't really care because I like how it ended still. But yeah, that's a review. So if you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like. We appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. And definitely comment down below your guys' thoughts and opinions on WandaVision and how you see it leading into the next shows and movies, obviously, that are going to come up.
And definitely don't forget to watch the 2 mini clips.
But either way, though, my name is Matt.
My name's Nicole.
And we'll catch you next time.